Yeah, hi, good morning. I've had a few questions about where the this does that formula sits in terms of paragraphing and putting together extended responses. So I just want to cover very briefly in a really short video about how that works. There's a kind of, I guess, a misconception around this, which is probably a lack of communication that, this is going to be all that you're doing in terms of how you're writing, and that's obviously not the case whatsoever. So when we do move through that scaffold that we've seen, the formula is essentially, yeah, it's how you put sentences, and I'm not going to dwell on these. But if you have a look at in a longer paragraph, you can see in the yellow there, when we are putting together an extended response or a paragraph of some description, invariably there are stages when we're dealing with rich meta language, rich content, analysis and explanation of that and the relationships between it. And that's generally the bulk of the paragraph. It's probably at least, I don't know, somewhere around 75% of what we're doing. You can see there in a normal paragraph, you've got normal introductory sentences, you've got description and context, and then you have rep, what we call rep, which is textual representation of those ideas. So there you see the student describing how the author is using language, firstly to go into a sensuous description of the power and beauty of the natural landscape. And then down here we have a segue or an introduction of another idea, a development in the text. The development, this potential for positive shifts in the psyche is predicated upon the protagonist's sensitivity, the rich sublimity of the natural world. And then we see extrapolating that idea through rep, and that goes into the next one underneath it, which is what is it? Precipitates regeneration and renewal. And so we see a bit of rep there. So the idea is that this bubble or these deconstruction is really a fantastic fit for when you're looking explicitly at how you talk about content. If you're going through a novel for 300 pages, if you think of Frankenstein, for example, there's about 6 pages that you really need to be looking at. So there, you get them to read the whole book, yeah, absolutely, but there's probably times where you need to stop and pause and say to the kids, okay, let's have a look at this bit of text here. For example, when he's talking about the sublimity of the natural of the Swiss Alps and things like that, and you pull out that language with the kids and you deconstruct it in that way with them, because that's the evidence that they're going to have to be. It's like the working in mathematics. It's like the scientific evidence when you're talking about the relationship. So that's where that goes. So I hope that's cleared up a few things. Sorry, kid was a bit sick last night, so got lots of bags under my eyes. Okay, bye.